This video contains spoilers for Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Advent Children. It can be shown that the events of Final Fantasy VII have largely played out, despite what is seen of Cloud's perceptions of events. On the surface, the ending of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is confusing and disorienting. It shows conflicting views on what is happening shortly after setting up the nature of reality as complex and multi-layered. Through close examination, we can make sense of what is happening and free ourselves to ask more interesting questions. For now, the focus is on answering the key question from the trailers: what is fact and what is fiction? Let's break it down, looking at how this ending relates to the relevant parts of the 1997 original. This video will cover what happens during the events within the planet's sanctuary itself. Starting with Cloud entering the sanctuary. There are distinct swarms of whispers here, both black and white. Aerith is heard praying, asking the planet to protect her friends. Black whispers fly in from the whisper swarm surrounding the altar, while white whispers emerge from beneath the ground behind Aerith. Both sets of whispers appear to come together in resisting Cloud's approach. The black and purple energy associated with Sephiroth and the black whispers force Cloud's sword up, ready to strike Aerith. Cloud fights the whispers, trying to control his sword to a standstill, screaming. Sephiroth appears from above, plunging towards Aerith with his sword drawn. This is the key moment. Let's take it slow. A gold, then green light bursts out from near Cloud's hands, repelling the dark and purple energy that is affecting his sword. The green energy blazes down along the sword. Cloud grips the hilt as green tendrils of energy wraps around the sword. This energy moves with the sword as it swings. On contact with Sephiroth's sword, a golden light appears from both the point of contact and from the bottom of the screen. This single moment showing eye contact is drawn out for over 10 seconds. A bubble of golden light expands outwards as Sephiroth is repelled backwards. This area is later shown to have what appears to be an outer edge, beyond which reality exists. What Cloud is shown to perceive from within this area contradicts other characters' reactions and the events of Final Fantasy VII. Events shown without that golden rainbow light align with the events of the original game and other characters' reactions. From the moment this bubble is created, the question of what is fact and what is fiction is at its most relevant. Sephiroth appears thrown back, and his sword lands far behind Aerith. This is the single biggest departure from reality shown. The whispers fly away. The event causing them to swarm has passed. They vanish from the altar and the cave entrance. The whispers' behaviour seems to be reflected both within the bubble and in reality. The party can now begin their approach. There is a glitch which shows the audience the first active contradiction between what Cloud perceives and reality. The sword first appears to be at the same angle and position, with the blood trickling into frame being the only change. However, the angle of the floor and pattern of the tiles show that the true location of the sword is somewhere else entirely. To show this, let's airbrush Sephiroth out of the aerial shot of the altar. Here is Cloud in this picture, and this is Aerith. Sephiroth lands here, and based on the tiles in the later close-up, the sword lands here. Cloud has moved and is now stood more behind Aerith, so let's move him to where he appears to be in this shot. Pre-glitch, the sword is at a high angle embedded in tiles. However, post-glitch, the sword is not embedded in tiles and it is at a much lower angle. It's over here. The sword is now in the centre of the altar, angled upwards, placing it in front of Aerith and passing through her body. Back in reality, the blade quivers as it is pulled up through a source of resistance and the source of bleeding. Slowed down, it's obvious that this is a cut to a new shot, hiding that the sword has been pulled through Aerith's body. Note that the blade continues to judder as it is being pulled through a source of resistance. Aerith's body is out of frame to the right in the first shot, and her body is out of frame to the left in the second shot. The next puzzle is the movement of Aerith in every shot that follows Cloud seeming to have deflected Sephiroth's attack. Despite being within the circle of golden rainbow light, Aerith falls forward, as we would expect if we'd seen her impaled. The white materia falls from her ribbon and bounces away, as it does in the original game. Her physical movements being the same as we expect in reality is not a mystery. It is telling us the answer. This is not another world, it's a sort of mask. Cloud's wishes superimposed over a reality which carries on regardless. Cloud catches Aerith as she falls. Their movements here are bound to their movements in reality. Sephiroth laughs in the background, holding the sword that Cloud never parried away. This view cuts back and forth between Cloud's perception and the reality that's bleeding in, emotionally. Let's separate these out and make it a little clearer. Did you notice the blood on Cloud's glove? In reality, there is blood on Cloud's gloves, which does not appear within the bubble. Cloud in reality appears to be saying his lines from the original game. Within his bubble, he seems consciously unaware of his actions in reality, but feeling the emotion of it and physically in sync. Sephiroth flicks the blood off his sword at Cloud and Aerith. There is a flash as Cloud flinches. No blood appears to land. Lifestream particles appear. Aerith appears to reach up to Cloud's face while he hears her speak to him. However, back in the real world, we know Cloud is holding Aerith's bloody wrist to his face with his own hand. Cloud is possibly hearing Aerith's departing spirit reaching out and trying to keep him calm through the trauma. However, it is important to observe here. We never see her speak, we only hear her voice off screen. The fact that we see Lifestream tendrils before we see her move is notable, and similar to what was seen with his sword earlier. Aerith comforting Cloud is both in character and in keeping with her words at the temple and in the forest dream. She she has shown a drive to keep Cloud safe from Sephiroth and his manipulation towards despair and anger. What Cloud perceives only differs from reality in hidden blood, subtle facial expressions, and awareness of his own hand. Is this a manifestation of the same power that created the vision of Sephiroth deflected, or Aerith's spirit reaching out? The party finally arrive, seeing Aerith dead. Note that Cloud is shown holding Aerith's bloody arm before Tifa sees flashes. The party sees Sephiroth standing over Aerith's body and react with anger, denial and grief. Tifa possibly sees glimpses of what Cloud is experiencing, mixed with reality. Sephiroth, seemingly unaffected by the bubble's boundary, describes loss, transforming joy into rage, sadness and hate. The party's faces are overflowing with anger as he describes this. Dark clouds and purple livestream-like strands swirl around him as he speaks, but what these are is for another video. Cloud is looking around at these strands, and then back down to Aerith, who is still surrounded by green livestream energy. She nods, he tells her he's got this, and lays her down. The golden rainbow light is all around them. Two white whispers return to the scene after being absent for a while. The camera spins around, and the boundary of the circle of light can be seen, with the rest of the party stood outside in reality. Sephiroth taunts Cloud some more, and Cloud attacks him. A black whisper that wasn't visible before disintegrates on contact with Cloud's sword. Was Sephiroth using this as a body? Let's skip through the battles. There's a lot to dig into here which needs another video of its own. The party approach Aerith's body. Tifa seems to hold on to some desperate disbelief until she reaches her body. Cloud approaches Aerith's body, apparently perceiving and existing within normal reality. He sees the party, and now that we see from Cloud's perspective, three white whispers are shown surrounding her body. He crosses the threshold of the whispers, re-entering the bubble of golden rainbow light. This reinforces that the area has a boundary and is independent of Cloud. The party occupying the same physical space are no longer visible. Only Cloud, Aerith and the whispers exist within it. Cloud cradles Aerith's body. He asks Aerith to wake up. She appears to wake up and smiles at him. Note the livestream tendrils seen earlier are no longer present. Back in the real world, we can assume that she does not in fact wake up. When the scene cuts to the party down by the water, we can reasonably surmise that they have recently buried Aerith. Barrett is struggling to hide his grief, while the others sit with theirs. Across a number of shots, Tifa appears consumed by loss, here staring out into the water. The aerial shot shows steps down into the water, a platform and then a drop. Perfect for laying a body to rest. Everyone is staring at the edge of the water. Looking to the original game, we can conclude that Cloud picked up Aerith's body at the altar, carried her down to the water, laid her to rest, and sat down by Tifa. Cloud shows a moment later that his mind actively suppresses memories of Aerith's death. So the simple conclusion is that he has done the same here, suppressing the conflicting memories. He possibly remembers carrying her down and bringing her to the water, followed by confusion, and then seeing her sat next to him. The circle of golden rainbow light is no longer active. There are no whispers present. Aerith appearing to Cloud here is not overlaid on her actual body, as it was in the earlier scenes. She is now appearing fully independently of the power that was shown in effect before. If this really is Aerith, this would be the first manifestation of her spirit in the real world after her body is gone. No one sees her apart from Cloud. All of this raises some interesting questions. While we can't answer these definitively, we can examine some potential hints. What is the bubble of golden rainbow light? While we can't say for certain, we do have a set of observations. It's a real space for a certain degree of real. Its creation is shown. It has a boundary, beyond which only reality exists. Only Cloud and Aerith's spirit appear to have access to this space as a singular reality. Sephiroth and the Whispers appear to transcend the space, appearing to both those within the bubble as well as in reality. The space contains a view of reality aligned with Cloud's wishes and dreams, initially saving his friend from Sephiroth, and through the remainder of its time, showing her uninjured while he believes she is connecting and communicating with him. Cloud and Aerith's physical movements within this space appear to match those happening in reality. Aerith is shown moving identically to her real dead body, moved by gravity or Cloud's hand. Sephiroth being deflected and landing away from Aerith at the moment this power activates is the only major deviation shown. Back in Cosmo Canyon, an NPC describes wishes and dreams manifesting within the life stream. This seems to provide a possible explanation for what Cloud is experiencing. This leads to the conclusion that this isn't a new independent reality, it's a wish expressed through a single moment, followed by a masking or manifestation of what Cloud wishes to be true overlaid upon reality. What creates this vision of Cloud's desired reality? There are a few options. It could be Aerith, protecting Cloud from the loss of control that would come from seeing her death. We've seen bursts of golden light like this before, when Aerith is in the process of creating a portal. Note that when we saw this at the church, we also see the bubble effect. A physical boundary with the parent reality. And a shift in perceived reality where the furniture and flowers in the church disappear. It could also be Sephiroth messing with Cloud, but this seems unlikely. Even when exposing the golden light between worlds, it's usually accompanied by dark clouds and purple energy. Taunting Cloud about the loss of Aerith implies that he doesn't know that Cloud is still seeing her alive. Note that his taunts here are similar to how he taunted Cloud about Biggs and Jesse's deaths during the temple scene. However, if it's not Aerith's own ability creating these circles of golden light, but rather a power of the white materia, then it could be Cloud, the master of his own illusory world, who manifests this with his own empty white materia. More than anyone else, this is what Cloud wants to see and wishes was happening. Is that actually Aerith that Cloud sees by the water? This has very mixed messages. There are hints that it is really her. Red 13 is shown feeling her presence in the end sequence. The fact that she stays behind and says goodbye after the party flies away hint that she is neither a vision nor Sephiroth. From what we've seen of Sephiroth's apparitions, he seems to enjoy hanging around and arrogantly taunting others. She also appeared as a spirit in both the original game and in Advent Children. This could be a setup for both of those. However, this first appearance of her does come seemingly in response to Cloud suppressing the memory of her death, which implies that this is a manifestation of Cloud's broken mind. What are the White Whispers? A big mystery. They first appear in Chapter 9 with Tifa in the physical life stream, alongside the baby weapons. They fight against our party outside the planet's sanctuary. Can cast wards like Aerith. Resists Cloud's approach to Aerith on the altar alongside Sephiroth's Black Whispers. Circle Aerith's body within the bubble. Emerge from a portal to assist Cloud's fight against Sephiroth Reborn. And accompany Aerith in repelling Sephiroth's final solo attacks on Cloud. Perhaps they are manifestations of the planet's will, part of its protection mechanisms, or tied to the white materia. Whatever their origins, by the end they are clearly working with Aerith. At the moment of Aerith's death, a bubble of golden rainbow light is created. Within this space, Cloud perceives that Sephiroth's attack was deflected and Aerith still lives. There are reasons to believe that this golden bubble is a wish made manifest through the power of Aerith or the white materia. Aside from the initial moment of Sephiroth's deflection, it appears to only mask reality, not show a fully independent world. By breaking down the footage, we can see that in reality Sephiroth killed Aerith and Cloud has her blood on him. Aerith has most likely received a water burial, and we see the aftermath of her funeral. Square Enix have deliberately set clues that what Cloud sees at the end could as plausibly be her spirit as it could be a hallucination. Though I personally believe that on balance the hints that Cloud really is seeing her spirit add up a little more. That's all for the planet's sanctuary. The rest of Chapter 14 will be covered in later videos. The next video will be about how, despite appearances, this is not a multiverse. This video was influenced by the following creators and posters. Check links in the description to their posts and videos. Hit the like button and subscribe to get notified about the next video.